Good evening, everybody. Am I audible to everyone? Sidhu, good evening. Prasad, good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Pallavi, good evening. Yes. Shilpa, good evening. Rohini. Am I audible to everyone? Start பண்ணுங்க sir. Start. Stuck அது பஃபரா? இது வேணாமா? இது ஒண்டி இருக்கட்டுமா? Start. Good evening, everybody. So today I am going to start with the masterclass program, Java Full Stack Masterclass program. So basically, it is going to be a 30-day program, masterclass. It is going to be from 1st September to 30th September. And every day, so the live classes will be conducted from 6 to 6:45 in the evening. So first, today I will just give an introduction to Java. What do you mean by Java? And I will just discuss with you about the installation procedures, how to install Java and how to execute some programs. I will just show you the installation, how to install Jdk and how to use NetBeans. So what do you mean by a masterclass program? It is nothing but a 30-day industrial learning activity. It's online YouTube live classes will be conducted every day. So every day the live classes will be conducted from 6 to 6:45 in the evening. If you invest some 45 minutes, you will become master in Java or whatever we are taking. And by the end of 30 days, you will be receiving a free e-certificate. You will be getting a webinar certificate. Participation certificate will be given to you. So this is what we are going to see in this 30-day industrial learning activity. So every day during the live sessions, whatever topics, so it will be discussed. That day's topics will be discussed. And by the end of the session, you can just ask your doubts. and the attendance will be posted during the live chat. You can just post your attendance. You can just fill in the attendance. And once you attend this masterclass for 30 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as the participation certificate. So what we are going to see in this 30 days masterclass program. So Java full stack masterclass. So what we are going to see in this 30 days masterclass program. Firstly, I am going to give an introduction to Java. What do you mean by this language? And I will be discussing with you some OOPS concepts. So what do you basically Java. So first I am going to give an introduction to this language. And what are all the different types of OOPS concept? It is based on object-oriented programming systems, OOPS concepts. And in my second module, so the 30 days plan, it is just split into 5 modules. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4 and 5. So in the second module, so I will just give an introduction to HTML. Yes. So firstly, I am going to discuss with you about what do you mean by this Java language, and I am going to discuss with you about the OOPS concept. It is based on object-oriented programming systems. And next, I am going to give an introduction to HTML, hypertext markup language. What are the different types of tags available in HTML? I will be discussing about some font tags, input types, colors. And then I will be discussing with you about servlets. What do you mean by servlets? I will just give an introduction to servlets. What do you mean by exceptions? Database access, how to connect to database from the servlets. And how to interact with MySQL. So how to create some queries in MySQL. So how to insert records, how to delete records. So I will be interacting. So I will be discussing with you about structured query language, how to interact with the database, and JDBC concepts, how to connect Java with the database. Finally, I am going to discuss with you about some project building concepts, how to build some applications using this Java language. So this is what we are going to see in this 30 days Java full stack masterclass program. So firstly, so day-wise, you can see here, this is the day-wise agenda. So on my day 1, I am going to give an introduction to Java. Basically, what do you mean by Java language? I am going to discuss with you about what is Java and why we have to go for this programming language. And I am going to discuss with you about some applications of this programming language. And installation steps, how to install Java. So how to install the NetBeans IDE, Jdk, and how to use this IDE. And on my second day, I will be discussing with you about variables. What do you mean by variables, identifiers, data type, classes and objects. So I am going to discuss with you about some core Java concepts. On my day 3, I will be discussing with you about comments. So what do you mean by Java comments? I will be discussing with you about single line comment and multi-line comments. And on day 4, I will be discussing with you about loops. What are all the different types of loops, decision making statements. What do you mean by a looping statement? And what are all the different types of loops available in Java language? And I am going to give an introduction to decision making statement. So what do you mean by a decision making statement? And on my day 5, I will be discussing with you about ternary operator, switch statement, arrays and methods in Java. So what do you mean by a ternary operator, switch statement, arrays and methods in Java. And on my day 6, I will be discussing with you about Java package, access modifiers, strings, string methods, what are all the different types of strings, string methods available in Java, and followed by OOPS concept. So what do you mean by inheritance, and what are all the different types of inheritance available in Java? What do you mean by method overloading and overriding? So I will be discussing with you about different types of OOPS concept. What do you mean by overloading and overriding concepts? And on the day 8, I will be discussing with you about some typecasting concepts. What do you mean by an abstract class, and what do you mean by an interface? And day 9, I will be discussing with you about package. So what do you mean by a Java package? Access modifiers. I am going to give an introduction to encapsulation and wrapper class, and regular expressions. And on the next day, I will be discussing with you about regular expressions and exceptions handling. And I will be discussing with you about different HTML tags. What are all the different types of attributes, elements available in HTML? And colors. So what is the use of HTML colors, CSS, links, images, how to create and how to add an image using HTML, hypertext markup language, followed by form tags. What is the use of form tags in HTML? What are all the different types of form elements that can be created using HTML? And then I am going to give an introduction to servlets. What do you mean by a servlet? The life cycle of a servlet. And I am going to give some examples of servlets, how to receive the form data, how to process the request, and it will be stored in the database. What is the use of servlets, how it is used in exception handling, cookies handling, session tracking, and database access, how to interact with the database, file uploading, handling date. And then I will be discussing with you about MySQL. So how to install MySQL. So structured query language, how I am going to interact with the database, how to create a database, how to drop database, how to create tables, insert records, and what are the other things. Say for example, I am developing some website, I want to retrieve some records. What is the use of select query, update query? So I will be discussing with you about different types of statements available in MySQL. And then I am going to give an introduction to JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. So what are all the different transactions that can be used in JDBC, driver connections, examples. And finally, I will be discussing some applications of Java. So I am going to discuss with you about this 6 projects. Finally, I will be discussing some 6 projects using Java. So firstly, I will be discussing with you about erasure coding. So what do you mean by this concept? And I will show you a simple implementation example of this erasure coding. And public auditing. So what do you mean by, I will be explaining some cloud computing concepts. What do you mean by cloud computing? And then I will be explaining these projects. So what is this project? I will be discussing briefly about the existing system and proposed system. And I will be showing a practical implementation example of this project. Counseling management system, software puzzle. So I am going to discuss with you about this 6 projects. So I will show you some practical implementation in NetBeans, crime management system, secure multi-owner data sharing. So I will be showing this, all these projects will be demonstrated in NetBeans. So clear with the agenda. So this is what we are going to see in this 30 days masterclass program. So you can just practice hands-on examples. I will be discussing about different concepts. I will give you some practical examples. You can just practice, and if you have more doubts, you can just mail me the doubts to chennai.java@pantechmail.com. So with this, I am just going to start with today's class. So basically, what is Java? So we have different types of programming languages. Basically, we have 2 different types of programming language. One is called as a high-level programming language and one more is called as a low-level programming language. Java, Python, R. So all this comes under high-level programming language. So what do you mean by Java? So what is Java language? It is an object-oriented programming language. So everything, whenever I am going to discuss each and every type of language, it has got some unique features. So when I am going to discuss with Python, so Python is the popularly used language for doing any kind of predictive analytics. So machine learning, AI, ML task, Python is one popularly used language for doing any kind of predictive analytics. Similarly, what is the use of Java language? Everything is based on classes and objects. So what is Java? It is an object-oriented programming language developed by Sun Microsystems and released in the year 1995. Whenever I am going to discuss with you about this language, everything is going to be based on classes and objects. So I am going to create some class. So that is why it is called as an object-oriented programming language. And it was basically developed by Sun Microsystems and it was released in the year 1995. And it is platform independent. So what do you mean by platform independent? It can run on any type of platform. So it can run on Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Unix. So platform independent. From the term you can just understand. What do you mean by platform independent? It can run on any platform, any different platforms. And it is mainly based on the OOPS concept, object-oriented programming systems. So everything is going to be based on classes and objects. For example, I want to develop some website for an organization, a corporate company. Or say for example, I want to develop a website for hospital management system, student management system. So everything is becoming online. So online transactions are growing at a very fast rate. E-commerce industry, Amazon, Flipkart. For example, I want to create some websites for Amazon, Flipkart. So it is based on the OOPS concept. So everything I am going to create some class, separate entities, and I am going to create some objects. So using those objects, I am going to access the member variables and the member methods of the corresponding class. Whatever functions and variables I can just access using the objects. So that is why this language is called as an object-oriented programming language. And it can be combined with other technologies. So instead of a single Java language, so it can be combined with other technologies like Spring, Hadoop and Android. So you can use Spring framework, or it can be combined with Android, or it can be combined with Hadoop. So it can be combined with other technologies. So based on my requirement, I can just combine this language with other technologies. Clear? So what do you mean by Java? So I just gave an introduction to this language. What is Java? Next I am going to discuss with you about why we have to go for this programming language. So basically first I just gave an introduction to Java. What is Java language? Next I am going to discuss why I have to go for this programming language. As I told you, right, we have different types of programming languages. We can go for high-level programming language, or we can go for low-level programming language. Say for example, we have different types of high-level programming languages. We can go for R language, Python, we can go for Java. So why I have to go for this programming language? It is easier to code when compared to other type of programming languages. It is easier to code and it is more secure. So whenever I am considering any type of programming language, I should understand the syntax of this language. Whether it is more secure or less secure. So coding is easier or it is a difficult, complex one. And it supports multi-threading capability. So it can handle more than one request at a time. Whenever it is going to receive some client request, so it can handle more than one request and it is going to give the corresponding response. Multi-threading capability. This is one more advantage. Why I have to go for this programming language. And method reusability. For example, I am developing some bigger applications. As I was told you, right? Java is one popularly used language for doing any kind of website development. So methods can be method reusability. So for example, I am developing a website for an employee, for a corporate company. Say for example, I want to calculate the annual salary of an employee. So I want to define. So for doing different operations, I can define separate user-defined functions. So a method can be written only once and it can be used anywhere in the program. Method reusability. So it results in the reduction of code size. This is one more reason why I have to go for this Java language. And we have other features of Java. Say for example, I can go for polymorphism, abstraction. So all these are the different types of OOPS concept, object-oriented programming systems. So other features of Java, like I can go for polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So all this makes the programming language more robust and efficient. So all these are the main reasons why I have to go for this programming language. I have different types of programming language. I can go for R language or I can go for Python. So basically I have different types of programming languages. Why I have to go for this programming language? So it has got some unique features when compared to other type of programming languages. It has got some unique features. So method reusability, this is one main advantage, main reason why I have to go for this Java language. And other features of Java, say for example, I can go for polymorphism. So all these are important OOPS concept. So I will be elaborating in detail. So basically I am just giving an introduction. So why I have to go for this programming language. There are some major reasons why I have to go for this programming language. Say for example, polymorphism, abstraction. So all these are the important features or advantage why I have to go for this programming language. Encapsulation, inheritance. All this makes the programming language more robust and efficient. And scalability. So what do you mean by scalable programming? Say for example, based on the RAM size, I can achieve scalability by increasing the resources. So why I have to go for this? And memory management. So with optimal memory, it is going to give me the maximum results. So whenever I am considering any type of programming language, I should consider all these parameters. So how efficiently it is occupying the memory. Whenever I am writing any type of code, so how it utilizes memory and it is going to give me the corresponding response. Why I have to go for this programming language? So what are the main reasons? So firstly, when I am developing, as I told you, right? So Java is one popularly used language for doing any kind of website development. Whenever I am building any kind of websites, so all these are the important features. So I should consider multi-threading capability. It can handle more than one thread, more than one request at a time. And method reusability. A method can be written only once and it can be reused anywhere in the program. Memory management. Clear? So reasons. So why I have to go? It uses the memory efficiently. So whenever I am developing some 1000 lines of code or 2000 lines of code, so it occupies the memory. With less memory, it is going to give me more optimum results. It improves the speed of my entire application, memory management. So why I have to go for this programming language, Java language? It is one of the hottest programming language, as I told you, right? So millions of applications can be built. So everything is, online transactions are growing at a very, very fast rate. So whenever you want to develop any new restaurant or you want to construct any, for example, I am developing a website for a restaurant. Or I am developing a website, say, for some hospital management system. Or you can consider anything. So why you have to? What are the major reasons I should consider? So whenever I am considering any kind of programming languages, whether it can be Java language, Python language, R language. So there are some specific reasons why I have to go for this programming language. It is used in a variety of industries. It is used in technological industry, it is used in government industry, finance industry, healthcare, insurance, education. So it is used in a variety of industries. So all these are the major reasons why I have to go for this programming language, Java language. So Java developers make more money. So whenever I am considering any type of programming language, salary. So for example, the entry level salary of a Java developer is $59,000. With more experience, the salary can exceed $100,000. So Java developers, they make more money. All these are the major reasons why I have to go for this programming language. Reasons to learn. So I can go for R language, Python language. So why I have to go for this programming language? And all these are the different domains. So far I was discussing. So I just gave an introduction to Java language. Next I am going to discuss with you about different domains of Java. So what are all the different domains of Java? The first one is the J2SE, Java Standard Edition. The second one is the J2ME, Java Micro Edition. And the third one is J2EE, Java Enterprise Editions. So all these are the different domains of Java. The first one is the Java Standard Edition. So what is the use of this Java Standard Edition? It is used to provide the core Java functionality. So Standard Edition, from the term you can just understand. So what do you mean by different domains? What is the use of Standard Edition? What is the use of Micro Edition, J2ME? And J2EE, Java Enterprise Edition. So core Java functionality. So whenever I want to create some desktop applications, PDF reader or some other type of readers, I can go for this J2SE, Java Standard Edition. And the next domain of Java is Java Micro Edition. Whenever I want to build some applications, create some applications on mobile devices. So Android, whenever I want to create some applications on mobile devices, I can go for J2ME, Java Micro Edition. And the third one is the J2EE, Java Enterprise Edition. So what do you mean by this enterprise version of Java? So whenever I want to build some website, web-based application, client-server architecture, so I can go for this enterprise edition. Clear with this? So all these are the different domains of Java. Majorly we have three important domains. The first one is the Java Standard Edition. The second one is the Java Micro Edition. And the third one is the Java Enterprise Edition. Next, I am going to discuss with you about the different components of Java. So majorly I was discussing, so what are all the different domains of Java? Next, I am going to discuss with you about the components of Java. So what are all the major components of Java? The first one is the JVM. So we have three major components or modules, whatever you call. So whenever I want to run any kind of Java program, I require all these components. The first one is the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. The second one is the Jdk, Java Development Environment, Java Development Kit. And the third one is the Jre, Java Runtime Environment. So what do you mean by JVM, Java Virtual Machine? So from the term you can just understand. So what is the use of JVM? It provides an environment for executing Java programs. So whenever I want to execute any Java program, I require a JVM installed in my machine, Java Virtual Machine. And Jdk, Java Development Kit. Whenever I am writing any Java programs, I need to compile. So the Java Development Kit, it contains the compiler, debugger and other classes in order to compile and debug a software program. The third component of Java is the Jre, Java Runtime Environment. So what is the use of this runtime environment? It provides an environment to execute the Java programs under the applications. So all these are the different components of Java. You can say components or modules. So whatever you call. So first one is the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. The second one is the Jdk, Java Development Kit. And the third one is the Jre, Java Runtime Environment. So all these are the different components of Java. Clear with this? So till this part, whatever I am speaking. So whenever I want to run any kind of Java program, I require a JVM, Java Virtual Machine. I require a Jdk, Java Development Kit. And the third one, I require a Jre, Java Runtime Environment. So all these are the essential components in order to build any kind of Java programs. Clear? Till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. So next I am going to discuss with you about the different applications of Java. So what are all the different types of applications that can be built using Java? If you are interested, you can go to Pantech e-learning and you can register for Java Full Stack Masterclass program, JFSMC. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 30 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. Alright, if you are interested, you can go to Pantech e-learning and you can register for Java Full Stack Masterclass program, JFSMC. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. Alright. So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. I just gave an introduction to Java and what are all the different domains and editions. So whenever I want to run any kind of Java program, all these are the essential components that are required to build any kind of Java program. I require a JVM, Java Virtual Machine, Jdk, Java Development Kit, and Jre. I require a runtime environment, Java runtime environment. Next, I am going to discuss with you about the applications of this programming language. So, what are the different applications of Java? The first one is the mobile app development. So, whenever I want to develop some applications in my mobile applications, Android applications, it can be developed using this Java language. So, this is one important applications of Java. And the second one is the desktop GUI applications, graphical user interfaces. So all these are the different types of applications that can be developed using this Java language. So it contains some essential modules. It contains an AWT, Abstract Window Toolkit, JavaFX, and Swing. So all these are the important tools that are available for developing the GUI-based desktop application. And web-based applications. So what are all the different applications of Java? For example, website development. As I was telling you, right? So what are all the different editions and domains of Java? So this is one more important applications that can be developed using Java. What do you mean by this web-based application? Website, so online transactions, online buying and selling, e-commerce website, Amazon, Flipkart. Web-based applications can be developed using this Java language. For example, so the front-end part, it will be designed using JSP, Java Server Pages, and the business logic. So how the process happens, so everything, the business logic or the transaction, everything happens in the servlet. And finally, all my transactions, it will be stored securely in the database. So web-based application. So this is one more important application of this programming language. So what are all the different types of applications that can be developed using this programming language? Server-side programming language. So it is also called as server-side programming language. So there are some important, most popular frameworks. Say I can go for Spring Framework, Hibernate, Spring Boot. So all these are the different frameworks used for developing web-based applications. So a variety of applications. I can go for Struts framework. So based on my requirement, I can go for any of these frameworks. I can go for Struts framework, or I can go for Spring Framework, Hibernate. So using all these frameworks, I can develop some web-based applications. And gaming development, game development software. So it can be used in a variety of fields. So all these are the different types of applications that can be developed using this Java language, game development. So 3D games, say for example, I want to develop some humorous games. So 3D games, so all this can be developed using the Java language. And big data technology. So in big data, so if I want to store some large amount of data, it is used for processing and storing big data applications. It can be written in Java language. And Internet of Things. So it can be applied across a variety of fields. IoT things in health gas, smartphones, wearables, smart lighting. So it has found almost in all the small devices. So whenever I want to develop something, say for example health gas, smartphones, wearables, smart lighting. So all this can be developed using the Java language. So all these are the important applications. So why I have to go for this programming language? It can be applied across a variety of fields. IoT applications, Internet of Things, ETL applications, big data technology. So whenever I want to store some huge amount of data, I want to process some data. So it can be handled using this language. And game development software. So different types of gaming software can be developed using this Java language. Clear? So what are all the different applications of this Java language? So next I am going to discuss with you about the installation procedure. So far I was just giving you a brief introduction to this programming language. What do you mean by Java language, and what are all the different components of Java, and what are all the different editions of Java. So next I am going to discuss with you about the installation procedure. Just Google out. Say for example, I want to use this IDE. For example, NetBeans. So just give NetBeans IDE download. Clear? So just download NetBeans IDE. So you have a link here. Can you see my screen? So you have a link here. Download NetBeans IDE for Windows. Just click this link and click the download option. So there is an option for downloading the NetBeans IDE. So once you download, so the NetBeans IDE will be downloaded, and you can just start using. Clear? You can see here. So there are many links available. Just go to the corresponding link, and you can just click here. Just click the download button, and once it is downloaded, just double click on the installer. So for example, if you want to download the NetBeans IDE, just double click on the installer and you follow the installation procedure. Say for example, I am just clicking the download option. Alright. So whenever I am going to click the download option, so it will start downloading. You can see here my NetBeans is getting downloaded. A pop-up window appears here. Alright, 1 minute. So once the pop-up window appears, so it is going to take in some time. Just follow the installation procedure. Alright, 1 minute. It is getting downloaded. Once it is downloaded, just follow the installation procedure. It will be so go click the next button. The pop-up dialog boxes appear, and finally click the finish button. Alright. So this is the basic step for installing this NetBeans IDE. So next I am going to discuss with you about for example, if you want to install Jdk and Jre, so what are all the different steps to install Jdk and Jre? Just say Jdk download. Alright. So you can say here Jdk download. Just say if I want to download Jdk or Jre, you can go to Java Downloads Oracle. There is a link here. Alright. So you can just download and you can just start using them. So download, you can see here. So whatever Jdk I want, you can see whatever version Jdk. Just go for Jdk 8 download, or you can just mention here. So I am mentioning Jdk 8 download. So once you go here, just click the link. Java SE8 archive link is there, right? Just click this link. You can just go to downloads page. So wherever you have, you can see Windows 64 Jdk download is there, right? Just click the corresponding link and you can download and you can just start using them. Just double click and install the Jdk. And if you want to install this Jre, Java Runtime Environment, just click this link. Download icon is there, Jre. You can just download, double click the Jre and you can just start using them. Alright, so all these are the different steps used for installing. So how to install Jdk and Jre. So once you have installed Jdk and Jre, you can go to NetBeans and you can, if you want to open, so I have already opened here. So I am just showing you the installation steps. So I have already installed my Jdk and Jre. You can see, I'll just show you my folder structure. Inside C, so I have Java folder. You can see I have installed my Jdk and Jre and NetBeans software. So you can just start using them. And if you want to build some application, so once you have downloaded the NetBeans IDE, just go to the start option. Just click the NetBeans. So it is going to take some time. One minute, it is just loading. So I have just opened my NetBeans IDE. All my projects are getting opened here. Alright. So once you go here, say for example, if I want to build some application, so this is how my IDE looks like. So it contains all these options. So it is opening projects. It is going to take in some time. So I have a file option, edit option, view, navigate, source, refactor, run, debug options, profile, team, tools, window, help. Alright. So all these are the different options that are available in my NetBeans IDE. So once you, 1 minute, my IDE, it is getting loaded here. One minute, my projects are getting loaded here. So background scanning, so my projects are getting scanned, it is getting loaded here. just go to file. Whenever you want to create any new project, just go to the file menu. There is an option for creating a new project. Just click new project. And you can see here there are different options. So whenever you want to create any Java project, you can go for Java. Or if you want to create some web applications, you can go for Java Web. And enterprise applications, so Java EE or Java Code. So all these are the different types of applications that can be created. Just click this Java. Just go for the next option. So whatever is the project name, so I have to give the corresponding project name. So I am just giving as sample project or test project. So whatever is the project name. So you can see here I have a separate area for specifying my project name. So I am just mentioning here as sample project. And I have to specify the project location. So where this project should be installed, I need to specify the project location. And finally click the finish button. So whenever I want to start a new project, so this is how I need to start a new project. Here you can see here a new project has been created with the corresponding specifications, whatever I have mentioned. For example, sample Java project has been created. So it is a normal application. It has been created. And it contains the source package. So it contains a source package folder and a libraries folder. So under the sample project, you can see this is how my project structure looks like. So as I told you, right, so I am just giving an example how to download the IDEs and how to use this, how to create a project using this IDE. So when I am going to discuss with you about classes and objects, I will just elaborate. Simply I am just giving an introduction. So you can see it contains a public class, whatever is the name of the class. And inside this, I am just creating a main method. Public static void main. The argument is passed as a string array. Alright. With this, I am just stopping today. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me. I hope I am clear with my topics. I just gave an introduction to Java. What are all the different domains and editions of Java? And then I discussed with you about the installation procedure. So how to install the IDE and how to start a project using this IDE. If you are interested, you can go to Pantech e-learning and you can register for Java Full Stack Masterclass Program, JFSMC. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving the internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. Alright. If you are interested, you can go to Pantech e-learning and you can register for Java Full Stack Internship Program, JFSMC. This is the coupon code. Once